The Great War. Oppose or support? For many, the choice was made for them. The Selective Service Act of 1917. All men aged 21 through 30 to register for the draft. Expanded to include all men between 18 and 45. 22 million men had registered for the U.S. Army draft. Almost 350,000 eligible Americans refused to register for military service. Those who did not, courts handed down over 200 prison sentences over 20 years or more and 17 death sentences. German U-boats sank the American merchant ship the Laconia, killing 2 passengers in the late March, quickly sank 4 more American ships. In 1917, between the submarine attacks, the U.S. merchant ships, passenger ships, and the Zimmerman telegrams, the U.S. opinion was persuaded in support of war. The United States later declared war on German ally Austria-Hungary on December 7, 1917. America back then was just like today, with people from many different nations with different beliefs and different views on war. America first. Ensure that a nation of diverse immigrants with ties to both sides of the conflict thought of themselves as American first and their home country's nationality second. With the men leaving the fight for the war, women had no choice but to go out and find jobs. Also, cost of living grew higher. With most of their husbands gone fighting, women had to work long hours while coming home and taking care of their family. Wartime presented new opportunities for women in the workplace. 1 million women entered the workforce for the first time during the Great War. Many women during this time found very high-paying jobs. A notable group of women during these times that took advantage of new opportunities was the Women's Land Army of America. For some, it was the way to serve their country during a time of war. These women began to run farms and other agricultural enterprises. African Americans during this time also saw opportunity. 13% of the enlisted military were African Americans. 350,000 men were serving. Though in battle, racism was still present at this time. Some units were only there as support roles, but there were few groups of men who actually saw combat. 171 men from the regiment received the Legion of Merit for meritorious service in combat. The Harlem Hellfighters served on the front line of France for 6 months. I am the man who speaks throughout the length and breadth of a country. I look east, out past the Statue of Liberty toward the flaming battle line. The sun sets in the Pacific as I work along our western shores. The Southland hears my call. Canada knows I am her friend. I am in the War Department, the Treasury, the contaminants, factories, and shipyards, in the busy city office, and in the country store besides the Cracker Barrel. I am on active duty every evening. I see the city's dazzling lights and the country's twinkling lamps. I am poor and rich, young and old. I build morale and confidence in the right. I defeat fear, mistrust, and ignorance. Lies are cut down and fall naked before my sword. False rumor flies before the searchlight of my truth, as does the mist at sunrise. I make clear the issues so that all may know and understand. It is my duty to hold unbroken the inner lines and to inspire the highest action and noblest sacrifice. I am everywhere helping to win this greatest of wars, to save a world for God and men. I am here to say that on duty until fight is won. I am the 4-minute man. I wanted to end my presentation with an anonymous speech by a 4-minute man. These men drew large crowds and were used to bring support for the war. President Woodrow Wilson established a Committee on Public Information, which then gave these men topics for their 4-minute speeches. These are my sources.